Hello, Writing with Video All-Stars. It's so nice to make this video for you for your assignment on Monday, which is called the Getting Lost Assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the assignment prompt, and then I'm going to talk about some of the key points that I would like you to do for the assignment. And you can find some of the readings I'm talking about on the blog, and I think it'd be a really good idea for you to read those before you go on your adventure, because I think they'll be somewhat inspiring about kind of the whole philosophy behind this assignment. So I'm going to read the assignment prompt for you, and then I'm going to go into talking a little bit about it. So hold on, I'm going to pull it up here. So your assignment is, for 1 hour on Monday, is to get lost. So somewhere in this Champaign-Urbana area, I would like for you to take about an hour to go out and explore. And this kind of follows along with the whole intention of this class. This whole class is a little bit of a journey into the unknown. You choose a topic. You don't know if it will work. The person doesn't get back to you. Then you choose a new topic. All of this is really quite an adventure and a journey. So you could do a lot of things in that hour. You could walk in a neighborhood you've never been in before. You could hop on a bus you've never been on, take it to the edge of town and back. You could get in your car and you could drive in a random direction for several 20, 30 minutes and then try to find your way back. You could take a vow of silence and walk around and speak to no one. You could take on a fictitious identity. You could pretend that you're someone that you're not. And you could talk to people with an accent and tell them that you're from Australia or something. I don't know. I can't do an Australian accent, but anything like that. You could eavesdrop in a coffee shop if you want to, just listening to people's conversations. You could go to the bus station and do that. You could go anywhere. This is an activity of your own design. And it follows along with that, taking the outside and letting it filter into the inside. But I have one major stipulation here, and that is, you're not going to like it, but you cannot take any of your personal electronic devices. No iPhones, no phones, no laptops, no tablets, no nothing. Nada, zilch, zero, zip. You are to go out with an hour, without anything for an hour, and just see what happens. So there's a couple reasons we're doing this assignment. And there's some assignment resources I'll talk about. First of all, we're doing this assignment because art making is really about action and reaction. Action and reaction. You take some footage, you look at it, your reaction is you make something from it. You make a little bit, you watch it, you do the action of making something, then you look at it, you have a reaction. And because art is all about our own personal expression experience, you have to get comfortable with that. And you have to get comfortable with the ambiguity of not knowing what comes next. So we've been talking about this idea of kind of knowing what you want to do, what you need, of okay, I walk into the grocery store and what do I really want to eat? What piece of fruit looks the best to me? For an hour, that's what I want you to do. I want you to say, I'm going to get on a bus and then we'll see what happens. Or I'm going to sit in a coffee shop and then we'll see what happens. And to really just, for an hour, follow that action and reaction. And what I'm essentially doing for you guys is I feel like I am giving you a gift. I am giving you the gift of the present moment. I'm saying, I'm giving you permission to take an hour out of your day to not think about your schedule, of what you need to do, of who you need to talk to, of what you feel anxious about. I'm giving you an hour to say, you just get to be. You just get to be who you are. Okay? You just get to go out in the world and experience. That's my gift to you. It's also my gift to myself. So there's a couple things about these stipulations I want to talk about. First, I think when we think about getting lost, we oftentimes think about, oh, well, how can I get lost in Champaign-Urbana? I totally know it. I've gone to school here forever. Being lost is not about geography, actually. It can be, and I think our most alert experiences of being lost usually come from being in some place that we absolutely don't know. But being lost is really a state of mind. It's really about being in a place wonder. And there's a really great quote I want to read to you, that getting lost is about wonder and transformation. And one of the things I'm going to have you read is by Joseph Squire, who helped me design this class. We worked together on it. And he has a new blog called Light Sensitive, and he reviews a book by Rebecca Solnit. And if you're interested, I really recommend reading it. It's about getting lost. And he makes this really good point. And I'll read to you this little section of it, but you also read his full article. We live our lives in a culture and technological bubble that serves to buffer us from the inconvenience and insecurities of being confronted by ambiguity. So it's very rarely in our lives do we have to live with the idea that there's ambiguity. If we get lost, we look at our phone, GPS, it tells us. We feel nervous at a party and we don't have anyone to talk to, we text someone. So I want you to read that article because it'll talk more about this and more how our education system has kind of duped you guys in this area, how we haven't done such a great job of helping you deal with ambiguity. But ambiguity and uncertainty are going to be part of your life for the rest of your lives. So this is a really interesting moment to begin to confront that and to deal with it. And then Rebecca Solnit, and I put this quote on the blog, she says, getting lost is not a matter of geography, so much as an identity, a passionate desire, even urgent need to become no one and anyone, to shake off who we are, but to also remind us of who we are and who others might think we are. So getting lost is about transformation when we do it in ourselves. When we go outside of our everyday and we try something new and we find something else out. So this getting lost activity is really about giving yourself an hour, trying something new, trying something different, and then reflecting on what that is. I mean, that's the whole thing about the art making process. I want to read one more Rebecca Solnit quote. She says, for me, childhood roaming was what developed into self-reliance, a sense of direction, adventure, imagination, a will to explore, to be able to get a little lost and figure out my way back. So I'm going to ask you to do this without your personal devices, which I know can be kind of scary. And sometimes when we think about being lost, it's like a terrifying feeling. But I really think one of the things that your generation and even mine suffers from is this kind of idea of self-reliance and being able to just be reliant on our own self. Now, I've done this assignment like 7 years now. I've never lost a student. Nothing horrible has ever happened. So I'd love for you guys to just give this a try. Give up your phone, because that's the only way I can really mimic this idea of feeling kind of lost. I know, like, you're like, oh, what is that? And really immerse yourself in being the present. I put on the blog a really funny little segment by Louis C.K. about why cell phones and like why they don't help us be who we need to be as human beings. They actually inhibit our growth. So I'd like for you to watch that. But more than that, I want you to see what it's like to not have your phone for a while and to let that be part of being the lost activity. And I'll tell you this really cool thing that we used to do back in the day before cell phones. We would like go around, and when we didn't know what time it was or we didn't know where we were, it's pretty cool. We'd like walk up to someone and we go, excuse me, could you tell me the time? And then they would tell you. Or you could say, excuse me, I think I'm a little turned around. Can you tell me how to get back to campus? And then people would most likely tell you. And then sometimes you met really interesting people. But most of all, what it did is created this really amazing sense of being placed in a world of nice people who oftentimes really want to be of service and of help to others. So it's a pretty cool experience. I invite you to try that while you're getting lost. But there's no right or wrong way to do this. I am giving you the wonderful opportunity of being lost, partially because I gave myself the own opportunity to be lost. I'm out of town. I'm in Chicago this weekend. This is my first day in 3 days looking at a phone or a computer because I've been in a yoga intensive retreat. I've been doing yoga and meditation from 6 in the morning until 9:30, 10 at night. And I'll be continuing that for the next few days. And even though I've been to lots of yoga teacher training techniques, teacher trainings, it's always an experience for me of being absolutely lost, of thinking that I know something and finding something new, of sitting quietly for 30 minutes a day just with my thoughts and myself. So I'm giving you the opportunity to be lost as well. And as I said, there's no right or wrong way to do this. One of the quotes that we talked about yesterday in one of my workshops was a quote by Rumi, and it's a lovely one. He says, "Between right and wrong, there's a garden, and I will meet you there." So I'd like you guys to live in the garden between right and wrong, between should and shouldn't, between needing or desiring something to be manufactured to be something great. I'd like for you to just take an hour to be, to try something new, to go out, see what happens. And then because it's an assignment, I'm going to ask you to write about it. I'd like for you to write about it because I think that reflective process actually really helps you figure out what happened. So that's your assignment for an hour on Monday during our class period. If you're in the 9 a.m. class, maybe you want to do it from like 10 to 11, get a little sleep in time. And then I'd like for you to write about it. I'd like to tell me what you did, what you thought about, what was intriguing to you, what was uncomfortable. In about 2 or 3 paragraphs, just let me know what went on for you. And take it as a gift, really. We're coming to the end of the semester. We're all tired. We all need a little reviving. Take the day to really do something. And I'll end with a quote from my mother, who used to say this to me all the time as a child in the summer. Like August, when you're bored and there's nothing to do, I'd be like, "Mom, I'm so bored." And she would say, "Kimber, there's no such thing as boring activities. There's only such things as boring people. So you gotta find a way to get interested." So I'm asking you to get interested. So I can tell you from the past, sometimes students have done things like go upstairs to the computer lab and work on an assignment. Or they like went to a place that they know and talked to their friends. I don't know how much you're going to grow from that experience. So I'm giving you an opportunity to allow yourself to grow and expand. And I think it would be really worthy for each one of you to decide how you want to take that on. And to really give yourself permission of an hour to try something, to do something you've never done before. So I will see you on Wednesday. I'll be back. We'll talk about pre-production journals. I'm giving you an extra day to finish those, so you can thank me very much. I know, love me, pat me on the back. But when we get back to class, we'll talk about that. And then we'll also talk about your getting lost activities. And so I'm really excited to hear what you do. I'll write a little bit about my getting lost activity. I have a free hour tomorrow in between sessions, so I'm going to get a little bit lost where I'm at. And I'm going to miss you guys, but have a great day. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy something. Do something fantastic. And I'll see you when I get back on Wednesday. Bye.